Gratitude is going to win every time. It isn't who is the loudest, it's who's the most grateful. Those are the authors, those are the businesses, those are the people that are always going to win. And I really want to see you win today. Hi, my name's Steve Kidd. I am a third generation minister, international best-selling author of 39 books and counting. We're right in the process of rewriting book 20, so it isn't really going to, well, it's going to kind of count as book 40, but which is kind of cool because it was also book 20. So anyway, that's a whole different story. But I've, over the course of the last 40 years as a marketing expert, had the amazingly wonderful privilege of working with more than 5,000 authors, have 100% success helping them become bestsellers. And, we've been blessed to work with multi-billionaires, with stay-at-home moms, with people whose businesses are 20, 30, 40 years old, as well as people who, just started their business, last week, last month. It is just such an amazing privilege to be in the place where you can actually make this kind of an impact on people's lives. And I've been so, so blessed to be a part of that. Um, you know, Here's the deal. In the end, I want more than anything for you to know that whether you've worked with me or you are hoping to work with me or you never thought about working with me, I hope that today you will know and feel and understand just how much I appreciate you. I wanted this whole entire live to really just be about me saying, hey, I really appreciate you a whole lot, like more than I can possibly say. Now, I'm doing this to show you how important gratitude is, but more than that, I'm doing it because I'm just really grateful for you. You see, gratitude wins every time. It's not the people with the best tactics, the people with the deepest pockets. If the deepest pockets were the ones that were going to win, if the person with the most money in the world was going to be the winner, okay, first of all, and I won't go through all of history, okay, but first of all, there are people with extremely deep pockets that have more oil coming out of the ground every day that are princes of countries in the Middle East. But let's just stick to here in the US. Many years back, the richest man in the world was Warren Buffett. Okay. Now, part of the reason why Warren Buffett lost first place was because as he began to get older, he started thinking about legacy versus building wealth. And he's given away a lot of that money. Additionally to that, a little known man, uh, you know, the dude who started Microsoft, right? He took over first place of the wealthiest people in the world. Okay. And for a while he held that. And several things have come out, not the least of which is he went through a divorce, which always costs you a ton of your money. Next person up, Jeff Bezos from Amazon. We're always talking about Amazon, right? And Jeff was at the top of that rank for a while. And again, a lot of his fall from the top of that level had to do with the divorce. Real, probably whole other discussion about divorce and how difficult it can be on you and blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. All right. But that's not the point. Currently, the person at the top of that heap is Elon Musk. Okay. In every single one of their cases, they aren't still, and Elon is right now, but somebody will replace him. And if you look worldwide, there are other people that are higher than that on those rankings. If you looked at the Forbes, 50 or 100 richest people in the entire world versus just the 50 or 100 richest people in the U.S. But the amassing of wealth, the being Scrooge McQuack, swimming through your vault of gold coins is never the way to truly win, quote unquote, the game of life. Because at the end of the day, you can buy a lot of things, but people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. People will use your product because they need it. I mean, for the longest time, Microsoft owned the world of the personal computer. They basically invented the concept. They absolutely did, invent the concept of an OS, of what we used to know as DOS. They absolutely created that concept to make the personal computer possible. They originally sold it and then, built it beyond there. Okay. But at the end of the day, they were focused on amassing wealth. First thing that happened in that situation, because Bill Gates and the guy from Apple, whose name just jumped out of my head as I was getting ready to say his name. Anyway, you know who I'm talking about. Originally they were business partners and they had a major falling out. Okay. And then Apple started. Okay. And for a while, Apple was doing really well. It was the PC. If you go back to like the Apple IIe and things like that, it owned the personal computing market. All right. And other people came in and other people started using the already market share that they had. One of the companies I'm thinking of is companies like IBM. Okay. And other companies did that. You see, it wasn't about who had the deepest pockets. In fact, at the end of the day, one of the things that in the story of the growth of Apple becoming Macintosh is that it was dead. It was a defunct company. And, Bill Gates invested in his former business partner. And now, really, because Apple did a brilliant thing, they started putting Macintosh computers for free into schools. So all the kids grew up being Mac users versus being PC users. And these days, and then of course with the Apple phone, blah, blah, blah. Okay, all of that. I went too deep into that. I'm sorry. The point being is that at each one of those stages, the amassing of wealth was not enough, even though for a while the saying was, "We are Microsoft, you will be assimilated." Microsoft was the Borg of the late 80s, early 90s. Eventually, they fell out of favor. Why? Well, I mean, a lot of that has to do with how many of you have ever had a Microsoft product that was released on the concept. There's been books written about this. One was literally entitled, "Don't Worry, Be Crappy." Okay, on the concept of releasing quick and then saying, "Oh yeah, there's some errors, let's fix that," and put out update after update after update. Okay, gratitude is what wins. How much more would we have preferred? And I'll use real world examples here, okay? Because I loved Windows 3.1. I hated Windows 95. Okay, skipped it completely. Never had a Windows 95 computer. Did pretty much like what they did in Windows 98 version 2, the 2.0 version of 98, and went to that and stayed on that until they went to, blah, blah, blah. Okay. How much better would they have been to have taken a product that people loved and thanked people, been grateful for them? How much traction can you get out of letting people know how much you care? Now, I'm telling you this, and I'm going way deep into this, deeper than I had intended to, because I want you to see when you're writing your book, when you're launching your book, when you're releasing your book, to use gratitude and caring. For those of you who don't know, for those of you who haven't followed me for the last 20 years, 10 years, whatever, that we've been doing, I think it's about 12 now that we've been doing the holiday extravaganza. We absolutely are going to do the holiday extravaganza again over the whole Thanksgiving holiday. Okay. Willie and I, most all of our books, we have two of them that'll be on sale for 99 cents. The others are all going to be free. Well, I should say the others that we have control over. Both Willie and I um, are in collaboration books that are under somebody else's control, and they'll have to deal with whether they want to do that. This is, for those of you that are my followers, this is my call out to you. If you would like your book named in that, and we're going to, over the course of next week, we're going to start telling people, hey, if you'd like your book added to this list, all we need you to do is make the book for free. We give away our books for free the whole entire time, and we want to give away your book for free. And we want to do posts both here on our on our different social medias, on Willie's really huge following, Instagram, all those kind of things, and just tell people, here are free gifts to you. While you're out buying gifts for everybody else, here's our free gift to you. Get any of them, get all of them, get them all. Now, it's a great marketing program, and it does most definitely help you, and you need to be part of this, because it will absolutely bring you back to visibility on Amazon while costing you nothing other than the commissions that you probably aren't making off of your book anyway. So absolutely drop a DM to me, say the word amplify, or just say, count me in. Okay. Let's make it easier. This one, count me in. Okay. DM the word count me in, and we will add your book to that list. And like I said, the only thing that we ask is that the ebook be free. You can charge for the print book. Absolutely do. But it's just our way. We want to be grateful. I want to start, I'm kind of ending this week and headed into next week, starting the whole concept of Thanksgiving. I want you to know how grateful I am for you, for the minutes or the hours or the days, the weeks, the whatever, the 2 seconds that you watched any of my lives, any of my shorts, whether you're one of the people that helped the one that went quote unquote viral, 3,800, 3,800 is huge for me, because I've had a few the last couple of days that have been more at like 20 or 30 in the shorts that I've done. Don't know why. All right. But whether you're that or whether you're one of those faithful people that are part of that 20 that was in the one 2 days ago, I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you. And I want to give you access to all of my books, everything from, my whole entire 10 things that you must know to succeed in life and business success series. And actually, there's an 11th book that's actually all of them together. So if you just want to get them all together, it's the older version of it. So there's some updates if you get them, the individual ones. But, either way, okay? All of that, Experience Twilight, that my ex-wife, Kathy, wrote. I still have the capability. I'm going to make the ebook free for a couple of days over the weekend. If you're still a Twilight fan or if you've always been curious about it, it's your opportunity to get the ebook of that. Of course, I'm going to put out Romeo the Suicidal Parakeet and Romeo the Suicidal Parakeet on Calling In Sick to Work, both of those books. My children's book, Mocha and Morty, Best Friends Forever, about a dog and cat that decide, they get kind of forced to live with each other because their parents get married. Just all kinds of fun things. The entire romantic fiction series that I have access to, that's the I Belong to You and Monica, I Love You series, and which includes the Fairy Princess series. All of those are going to be available to you for free. I want you to know how much I appreciate you. Yes, Magnetized Media is going to be free. How Can I Help You Today is going to be free. Like you said, the only 2 books that Willie and I are intending to charge for, other than books that we don't have control over, that we're collaborators in, is Never Stop Winning 2.0 and the new version of Bestsellers Only the Beginning. And those are both going to be 99 cents. Okay, we are here for you. Now, why am I talking this much about that? Because I want you to know, understand, and feel the gratitude, because gratitude wins every time. Systems make things work smoothly. People knowing you care about them is what draws people to you. And I want you to know how much I care about you, how much I appreciate you. I want to add your book into the list. Okay, this isn't some kind of shameless promotion for Willie and I's books. I want your book to be part of that. Okay, I have access to a few of the books that of people that I've worked with previously, and if I get their permission, I'll put those books out for you for free. Anybody else that wants to join in, again, we're talking about the ebooks. So then, a lot of times when a person gets the ebook, they decide to buy the print book. So for those of you that are on the fence, I don't know that I want to make my book for free. Maybe I'll just make it 99 cents. Well, here's the truth. Okay. You're going to make like a quarter off of doing it for 99 cents. Why not give it away for free and just let people know and see and feel how grateful you are for them? Thanksgiving is the season to multiply. It's the season to show you're grateful. Now, yes, there is still time to set up your visibility. There is absolutely still time. You need to jump on it right now, but there absolutely is still time for us to do the things so that your rankings are beginning to improve. You're beginning to be seen and heard and all those kind of things. That can happen right now. Just DM the word amplify. So count me in if you want your book, if you're going to list your book for free and you want that listed along with it, and DM the word amplify. I know you're not supposed to do 2 call to actions, but in this particular case, DM amplify if you want help getting your book visible. I've got you. We've got this. Now is your time. Because people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Gratitude is what's going to get you seen. And being seen is going to change everything. I want you to know how grateful I am for you. And I really, truly do hope that you're happy, safe, warm, and loved. That you will join me again tomorrow when we give out one last final call to get your book really positioned to be ready for all that this holiday season is going to be. I'm not saying we can't do it after that, but I'm saying, we are going to talk really specifically about some of the deadlines for what you need to do in order to hit Black Friday. Okay, again, we're not putting out our advertisement article that goes out on Thanksgiving Day. We haven't planned about it. We want to plan it now. And now is the time that you need to be massively, powerfully, incredibly seen, heard, visible, and valuable. Because those are the things that are going to lead to you getting paid. I'm here for you. I want to help you. I'm grateful for you so, so much. And I hope until we're together again next time, you have a great, great week.